It's not like Microsoft has a ton of laptops to support, but the ones that they do a pretty good job. In fact, they landed 4th in our Tech Support Showdown this year, and Sam Rutherford went undercover to test out Microsoft support. How well did they do in your eyes?
You know, they kind of stayed pat from last year to this year. They did end up dropping a couple points just because, you know, in the end, I kind of had one call that averaged almost an hour, so that kind of brought their overall average down. And, you know, I kind of just got a runaround on what should have been a pretty simple answer.
Right.
And, you know, that was a little bit not super fantastic.
But one of the benefits of calling Microsoft is that they know both about the hardware and the software.
Yes.
How did they do there?
And that's one of the great things about Microsoft in general, is that unlike a lot of other laptop makers, you can ask anything about software, hardware, and that kind of support, and they'll be able to answer it. There's no questions that are really off limits to them.
A lot of people just want answers right away. Some people go to social, some people try live chat. How did they do in those areas?
So Microsoft has 2 main ways of contacting them for social support. They have the @MicrosoftCares Twitter account, which has been the best in terms of my experience on social. And then they have a dedicated Surface page on Facebook. And that's another area that they lost a couple points on this year because it took them an extra day to get back to me than they did last year.
Oh, that's not good. But Twitter was fast?
Twitter was super fast, yep.
Huh. Well, what wasn't fast was your average hold time or your average call time, which I think was a little bit over 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Why was that?
Just because, you know, I had one call that went almost an hour, and it was, you know, it was a simple question, but it kind of got lost in the weeds when, you know, he tried to remote into my desktop and then tried to get the screensaver to come on, which wouldn't actually come on because he was remoted in, and, you know, there was some definitely confusion on his part when it came to solving that particular issue.
So overall, what do you think of their support?
I still think Microsoft, you know, they earned a pretty good spot in the middle of the pack. There's definitely some room to improvement. For this year, they added their new virtual agent, which kind of attempts to solve questions by just typing them into their website. Unfortunately, it has a hard time recognizing those questions, so the responses that it spits back at you aren't necessarily the most relevant. Well, thankfully, if it doesn't quite nail the question, you can immediately escalate that to full chat support, which is just, you know, that was super responsive and very quick.
Well, I'm waiting for Cortana to take over their tech support. Maybe that'll happen next year.
I hope so.
So go to laptopmag.com to see how all top 10 laptop brands did in our Tech Support Showdown. This is Mark Spoonhour.